All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our bishops, the great millstone. A salutation to my fellow laborers in the Mashak Yahushai, pushing his beloved doctrine across the four winds in this final hour. Shalom. All right, in this final hour, you're going to have uprisings amongst the people. You're going to have the Israelites rising up against the government system. And you're just going to have straight up all hell breaking loose. But us brothers in the faith, we're not going to be partaking in all of the riots, the attacking police precincts, and, you know, just in the complete anarchy that's going to happen here. All right. Now, there will be cases like when shit hits the fan that, you know, brothers might have to put something down, you know, and whatever your lot is, you know, you be going to and fro, and you might have some wild niggas fuck with you. You might have to put them down. You might have to put down some UN soldiers or whatnot. You know, the Lord lift up that standard. We get spiritual powers. You know, we might have to get busy or just get busy carnally. All right. But for the most part, we're going to be like pilgrims in the earth. We're going to be passive aggressive a lot. We're going to be trying to stay out the way and go wherever the Lord leads us. All right. We're not about, this thing of ours isn't about bearing up arms, going to war with this government system and the people in this society. And these cops, man, I got this clip I'm about to play. And when it comes to these cops, man, the 2/3 are going to be battling with the cops. The cops are going to be slaying them, and they're going to be slaying the cops. All right. When Egyptians slay Egyptian, all right, us brothers, you know, we might have to put some shit down, but we're not going to be partaking in those things. And like for right now, you got these idiots, and I've been hearing about these guys from years talking about this sovereign citizen, and you got learn the law of the land. That's not what the Lord told us to do. All right, our Lord told us to conform to the laws of the land, agree with our adversary quickly until we can't anymore, until they put that charagma on all platforms, and then we won't be able to obey the laws of the land. We're going to become public enemies. All right, they're going to demean us. They're going to look at us as if we're domestic terrorists. Okay, but until then, the shit that these jakes are doing, wilding out, talking about stepping on cops, killing cops, and learning these laws so they can combat cops. First off, look, man, this is what you got to understand when you're dealing with a cop. A cop only does what he's trained, all right? Yes, a cop should have more classes, and they should train them more as it pertains to the laws of the land, okay? Because they do get them, a lot of these guys get those cities where they preside sued. But at the end of the day, man, these cops a lot of them don't get fired, all right? And if they do fuck up, you end up dead. You end up stitched up, all right? A lot of the times, what the cops do these guys, it don't even be worth the checks that these guys collect. So I'm going to play this clip, and we got to stay within what the Lord tells us to do and not this bullshit right here.
Well, they said it was a sovereign citizen. Why aren't you arguing the aspects of saying all I'm doing is bringing forth sound law? All I'm doing is citing court cases. How does that make me a sovereign citizen? All I'm doing is standing on my creator endowed rights that was given throughout what the whole great nation was founded upon. I'm sorry, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't see how I could fall into the realms or aspects of a sovereign citizen. But if I must fall into the realms of a sovereign citizen, at least let it be into the context of a 1940 joint resolution that said that I was the highest of status within our self-governing republic. Again, speak it right, man. Let's get factual. Get off the propaganda, please. Can we start raising?
Right now, listening to guys like that will get your ass killed by a fucking cop. Okay. Let me show you what listening to a guy like that end up. You talk that shit to cops, this is what they're gonna end up doing your ass. All right. Every time I see a guy talk that sovereign citizen shit, this is what ends up happening to him ultimately, or worse.
That's not a charge for.
This cop just made the biggest mistake of his career. Watch how he gets owned.
Hello. License registration?
What are you pulling me over for?
I'll be glad to tell you as soon as you give me your information.
Well, I'll give you my information once you can articulate what crime I've committed.
Okay. License registration.
What crime have I committed?
Okay. Step out of the vehicle.
What crime have I committed?
Step out of the vehicle.
This is being recorded.
I saw your camera. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Step out.
That's not a charge for...
And just like that, his career is done for.
Step out of the vehicle.
Not a narrator saying just like that his career is done for. That's bullshit. All right, that's total bullshit. That guy is still on the beat, and he'll do it if he had to do it all over again. He'll do the same thing. All right, and us as Israelites, we're not supposed to be. If we get pulled over by one of these maniac cops, okay, we're not supposed to recite their legislation. All right, this is what we're supposed to do. All right, we got to stick to the scriptures. All right, this is Matthew 5:26. All right, and it reads. Hold up. I know it's in the scripture in this chapter. I got the wrong verse. All right, bear with me. Where it said agree. All right, yeah. All right. It was Matthew 5:25. Salaki. All right. Agree with thine adversary quickly. All right. The so-called white man is our adversary. His system, this beast system, is our adversaries. All right. The Lord is telling us to agree with our adversaries quickly because it's our Heavenly Father's judgment on us that we would dwell in the lands of our enemies and be in a position of servitude against them. Okay, so it's the Lord's plan. All right, it's the Lord's judgment on us that we got to serve our enemies. Okay, that he made good on his word in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. We got to serve them in all things. All right, though we are serving them, they're still our adversaries. So when you obey the Lord tells us to obey them. So it don't tell us to quote some fucking sovereign citizen legislation. It say if a cop come fuck with you, agree with him, yes sir, give the man your license, your registration, all right, and he won't mace you or shoot you while thou art in the way with him, lest anytime thy adversary deliver thee to the judge. And you got to understand your adversary, like the prayer of Isaiah says, is the most wicked in all of the world. All right, when he delivered thee to the judge, he'll throw some lies in there. He'll say you did something that you didn't do. All right, you got to know this devil you're dealing with. Okay, and the judge delivered thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. All right, that's what you're supposed to do if you come in contact with a fucking cop, man. Let me get something else to bag that up. Whether you're right or wrong, man, you could be 100% wrong, and the cop could be an asshole, racially profiling you. You know, and he's dead wrong. You still agree with him? Yes, sir. No, sir. My apologies. What is it do you need, sir? Okay. All right. When you read Acts the 25th or 26th chapter, when Paul was brought before the Roman council, he said, almost noble Festus. Paul didn't mean that shit. All right. But he was brought before the courts of his enemies. All right. And he showed honor and respect to Festus. Festus was a Roman government official and probably a fucking sodomite. Paul didn't mean that, but Paul used guile, all right, to get what he wanted. All right, his head was on a chopping block. He know he didn't have power or authority to overtake his enemies. So what did he do? He agreed with his adversaries quickly. He was very wise what he did. All right, this is Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. This is Paul's letter to the believers in Rome, okay? And he was telling them to submit to the Roman government system, okay? Pay your taxes. Don't run red lights, okay? Don't go in stores stealing, all right? Don't do Ponzi schemes. Don't commit white crime or blue collar crimes, all right? Follow the laws of the land. That's what he was saying. All right. Now, this is Christians mangle. That don't mean you have to go get married according to this government standard of what marriage is. That's not what that means. Christians use this to say you got to go before the state and get their certificate a stamp of approval to say you're married to your woman. That's some bullshit. You don't have to do that, okay? Because that same government system will marry you and a man, two women. So what's holy about that? That's not what they mean. Christians mangle the scripture and just go too far with it, okay? But it's just, do the basics, okay? Don't go out here breaking these laws, all right? It's not against the law for your woman to live in your house and you could say this is my wife. We don't need the government's stamp of approval to say our woman is our wife. Fuck what they think, all right? That's not breaking their laws, okay? For there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be ordained of Yahweh, you see? So that cop is ordained by Yahweh, by Shem Shai, okay? So therefore, you obey what that cop tells you, all right? Don't be bucking up against the fucking cop, man. Reading some legislation. That cop don't understand that legislation, man. Them cops don't understand that shit. All they understand is step out of the car, give me your license registration. When you don't do that, he's gonna hit you with the billy club, make sure hit you with the taser. All right, and if all else fails, he's gonna pull out that 40 cal, that 9mm, all right, and pump your ass with lead. All right, because you're not bucking against that cop, you're bucking against the ordinance that Yahweh Shem Shai put in the earth, okay? And we have to obey those things with fear and trembling. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, all right? The Lord didn't tell us to quote sovereign legislation, all right? He didn't tell us to learn their constitutional and become a fucking lawyer, okay? Resisted the orders of Yahweh. He said, all right, you're right, cop, all right, my apologies, all right? He asked you a question, you answer it, all right? And then that's it, nothing more, nothing less. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So when you look at this, all right, when the cop be hollering, stop resisting. This is what.
That's not a charge for.
This cop just made the biggest mistake of his career.
Just hit you with a bunch of bare paper spray in your fucking mouth. That's what happens when you resist. Okay, that's not what us brothers are supposed to do. All right, now there will come a time. All right, there will come a time where the 2/3 are gonna wild out, okay? But you have to know that us brothers not gonna be partaking in that shit. All right. Let me get that precept. This is Exodus. Chapter 9, verse 5. All right, and it reads, and Yahweh appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow Yahweh shall do this thing in the land. All right. And the Lord has a set time where these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. All right. Yes, the Egyptian will slay Egyptian. All right. Every man will spoil his neighbor. All right. Because of lack of bread. Okay. The Lord do things at appointed time. So that's why you have to be able to measure times diligently. All right. So there will be a point in time where all hell break loose. And us brothers might even have to get busy and get our hands dirty. All right. Now ain't the time. All right. Now isn't the time. The end is not yet. Okay. There will be a point in time where this government is going to cave in and it's going to be every man for himself. Okay. Let me get something to bag that up. This is Habakkuk 2, verse 2. And this is what you got to understand. Even when the government does cave in, all right, they still going to have the power. Yeah, you're going to have Jake bucking up, shooting cops and shit. All right. But when they bring in these UN soldiers and these hired henchmen, these Gurga troops and shit, they're going to restore order. All right. According to prophecy. All right. This is Habakkuk 2 and 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run their readers. And that's what we got to be doing. We got to be occupied in prophecies, okay? We got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. We're still in the time of holding them, okay? So we're not supposed to do this one, all right? What the next clip I'm about to play. All right? This shit will get you killed, man. And these niggas hit wilding. You're going to see more of this, all right? Something's going to happen where they just something's going to happen where this clip right that I'm about to play here is going to become the social norm.
They keep macing them. Stop macing them. Stop macing them. Hey, Dad, chill out. Stop macing them. Uncle Lock.
All right. Now, when those cops are out there, what you're supposed to do, if you're in the spirit, yes, sir, no, sir. All right. He tell you put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. All right. If they take you to the dungeon, barn out, then if you can afford to hire a lawyer and tell them your civil rights were your civil rights were compromised, and you do things through the judicial process in this society. Okay. If the government rules in your favor, then you go get you a little check. But what these niggas is doing is off. All right, it's off. All right, now the time gonna come where it's gonna become the social norm, but right now ain't the time.
Stop macing them. Stop macing them. Stop macing them.
See that nigga snuck the cop, punched the cop in his shit. Now the other cops, I guess, because they're on camera, they didn't do what cops do. They normally just pull out the gun and shoot you. The nigga punched the cop in his shit and dropped him.
Oh yeah.
All right, now this is the type of shit that is gonna rouse Jake up. All right, I'm gonna go get that precept. Jake is gonna get roused up, where they're not gonna give a fuck about a cop. All right, the day gonna come when the cop pull up on the set, Jake not gonna take off running. You're gonna see him doing this, what you see him doing right now.
Yeah, make him. Bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass, make him. Keep macing them, bitch ass. He made all of them.
Them niggas, one of them got out of the handcuffs, then punched the cop, dropped him. When the cop's mace dropped, another one picked up the mace and started macing the cop. All right, kids, don't try this at home. All right, this is how you're gonna get yourself killed and everybody out there killed. It's not wise. All right, right now it's not that appointed time. It's not the set time. All right, now what we are seeing, all right, we are seeing the beginning of the end. We're at the beginning of the end. Yeah, we at the end. We're in the final fucking hour. So in the coming days, this is gonna happen, and they are gonna be whacking the cops, and the cops are gonna be whacking them. Guess what? The men of the Lord are not gonna be around shit like this. That's not our lot. Okay, when this thing happens full throttle, man, we're gonna be somewhere like pilgrims going to and fro. All right, wherever the Lord guide us. Okay, now if we have to go through a melee and a mob or something, and we have to put something down, so be it. All right, but like right here, bucking up, bearing arms against cops, fighting them like that, that's the work of the 2/3, man. All right, that's what's going to happen with the 2/3. That's not going to happen with brothers in the faith, man. Okay, we're going to get busy. Okay, we're going to get busy when the Lord start giving us those powers. All right, that's when we're going to be busy. All right, when the Lord say Judah is my battle axe, my weapons of war. All right, what's going on right here? Because I got to get the scripture in Ezra. That shit happened yesterday. I don't know what's going on with this app right here. All right. This is 2nd Ezra. Bear with me. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. And it's written, there shall be sedition amongst men, uprisings amongst men. You see those guys, they were uprising against the government police, all right? And it reads, and invading one another, okay? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. That means the government is going to collapse. When people don't regard or reverence the cops, all right? When people don't regard government officials, the governor, the mayor, all right? That society has collapsed, okay? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what martial law means. It's going to be a time of war, warlike, all right? Okay? That will happen, but hey, the end is not yet. Don't be out here talking crazy to cops, bucking up against them. All right? You're going to get yourself killed like that. Now, when this prophecy happens full throttle, all right, and it's in full power, All right, we're 9 times out of 10, us brothers, we're gonna be somewhere exercising that faith that we built up during this grace period. All right. By the time the government collapsed and they issue in, that's why you got to be able to measure the times diligently. Let me get that. That's Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. Okay. That's why you got to be occupied in prophecy. By the time Second Ezra 15 and 16 happens, all right, this Second Ezra 9 and 1, he answered me then and said, measure the time diligently in itself. And when thou see part of these sign paths, which I have told thee before, then shall thou understand. All right, we got to understand these prophecies. All right, and we got to know in the order that things are going to happen. All right, that's why we're not bucking against no cop. We're not learning no sovereign laws to quote to a cop that all that shit he's gonna do is piss him off and he's gonna hit you in the face with a pistol, man. That is the same time when the highest begin to visit the world he made. All right. So when the Lord let all of these things come full throttle, all right, us brothers are going to be getting persecuted during this time. We're not going to be in those melees. All right. Everybody, us and everybody that's joined to us, Abaratazai widows, elect men, man, we'll be somewhere in hiding. We'll be somewhere moving around about. All right. We're not going to be in the middle of a riot. Being an opportunist, trying to get TVs and running banks and trying to spoil people. All right. We're going to be praying and asking the Lord, where do you want us to go? Guide us. Like when we came out of ancient Egypt. He had a cloud by day guiding us and a fire by night guiding us. All right. We want to be locked in the spirit. We're not going to be doing that shit. That's going to be the works of the 2/3. They're going to be getting killed by government officials, and government officials are going to be killing them. Okay. So measuring the time diligently, we're not going to be doing none of those things. Okay. This is the book of Genesis. (49) and 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. All right. A whelp is a cub. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he coucheth as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. All right. And these cops are going to rouse Jake up. They're going to be shooting Jake down in the streets. All right. At a higher magnitude of what they're doing. They're going to be kicking in doors, looking for people, and they're going to look in the wrong house and go kill some people in a house where, oh, y'all, we got the wrong house. It was a mistake. And then the cops are going to get off scot-free, and Jake going to go to the streets, and they're going to riot. All right. Jake is going to buck up. That old lion is going to get roused up, and he's not going to regard the kings or priests. All right. Princes. All right. Those Jakes that do that, they're still going to be 2/3. All right. When Jake get riled up and start bucking up against the system, all right. Oh, let me get that one in Isaiah. And being a terror in Egypt, that's not the lot of the elect men. All right. We're gonna get nasty in this bitch too, but we're gonna get nasty if we have to defend ourselves while we are trying to escape from various places. And then when the Lord lift up that standard, all right, when we start doing those miracles that he say that we're gonna do that's greater than that he did. All right, what a precept in Isaiah 19. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 7. All right. Or is it 17? Because that definitely ain't it. Yep, that's 17. All right. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right. And it's not talking about a land, a literal land. All right. It's talking about the Judites, the tribe of Judah, these so-called Negroes. Okay. A land can't be a terror to another land. All right. Egypt is a bunch of miles away from the land of Judah. So what you're going to take one land and the other land is going to Arise and fight. No, it's talking about the people. Okay. And the land of Judah shall be a terror in Egypt. All right. And Egypt is America. All right. Egypt is modern day America. Look at the back of your dollar bill, and you're going to see an Egyptian pyramid on it. All right. Egypt comes from the Greek, represents which is Egyptos, which is a Greek word that means house of bondage. All right. The proper way to say Egypt is Mizraim, Matazarium. Okay. And it means double straights. Okay. So America has been a double straight, a house of bondage to who? The tribe of Judah. Okay. That's why it says Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right. These niggas are going to buck up and tear this bitch up. Okay. Everyone that making mention thereof shall be afraid of himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. So when all hell break loose, yes, these niggas going to buck. They're going to get loose. They're going to wild out. They're going to do what they do. Okay. But it's going to go both ways. When these niggas buck, man, the government is going to send them UN soldiers. They're going to send in these Gurger troopers, okay, EU soldiers, and they just going to go in this bitch and slay Judah. All right? They're going to terrorize Judah too. All the tribes, okay? The men of the Lord is not going to be in that shit, okay? The men of the Lord is not going to be partaking in these riots and these uprisings, all right? In fact, let's see what the men of the Lord are going to be doing. Let me find that precept. Pilgrims. Or is it in the where's scripture? I think it might be 2nd Ezra 16. Bear with me. Where it say we shall be pilgrims. I think it might be 2nd Ezra 16. Let me find it right fast. Yep, it is. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 and 40. 40, Sean Kemp. Big 40. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. All right, it's a 4-time written. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make ye ready to the battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You see? And right, the way we get ready for the battle, we mortify our members and we strengthen our mind. We get built up on our holy faith because we're not looking to defend ourselves. We're looking for the Lord to defend us, okay? And when we do start defending ourselves, okay, the Lord is going to give us that power from up high, all right? We're not trusting in spears, javelins, and Gatling guns. This is a precept in John, all right, John chapter 14. All right, this is John chapter 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me. See, that's who we're looking for to defend us. All right, he that believeth on me, the works that I shall do, he shall do also. So when we do get loose, all right, when the Lord does lift up that standard, we're gonna be having spiritual powers tearing shit up, okay? And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. All right, now let me give an example of a work that we're gonna be able to do. All right, it don't have nothing to do with a gun, a javelin, a slingshot, a weapon of this world. All right, what this society deems a weapon. All right, let's see what Paul did. Let's see how Paul got funky with a nigga. A nigga. This is Acts 13. Just imagine you do something like this to your enemy. They would rather you shoot them with a gun. All right, this is Acts 13 and 8. But Elemius the sorcerer, for so is his name by interpretation, withstood them. All right, let's see. When the Lord let us give us the power to defend us, those that were standing against us, all right, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. Then Saul, who was also called Paul, filled with the Holy Ghost, see, he had that power from up high, all right? The Lord gave him his weapons of war, set his eyes on him. And when they say he set his eyes on him, Elemius the sorcerer, that fucking witch doctor, all right? And said, O full of all subtlety and mischief, thou child of the devil, thou enemy of all righteousness. And all right, this is a nigga you talking to too. Will thou not cease to pervert the ways of the Lord? And now behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind, not seeing the sun for a season. And immediately they fell on him a mist and a darkness, and he went about seeking someone to lead him by hand. Now just imagine having that kind of power, man. Okay, your enemy's coming at you from all sides. Then you say a prayer to Yahweh Shema Shai and ask the Lord to smite all of them with blindness. And what are they going to do? They're going to start killing each other. All right? That's how we're going to lift up that stand. That's how the standard is going to be lifted for us. That's the type of things we're going to do to battle this devil back, man. All right? We're not going to fight like the people of this world fight. The Lord going to give us them powers from on high. But guess what? That's for a appointed time. And now that we've seen these prophecies come to pass, the end is not yet. A cop pull you over is yes, sir, no, sir. That's it. My apologies. What else do you need me to do, sir? Okay? You deal with him with guile. We're going to get him. All right? We know the end of a thing is better than the beginning of a thing. All right? It's not wise what these niggas did on here, even though they was beating the shit out of them cops. All right? But this is not what we're going to do right here.
They keep macing them. Stop macing them. Stop macing them. Hey, Dad, chill out. Stop macing them. Uncle Lot, stop macing them. Stop macing them. Stop macing them.
Oh, snuck the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mace him. Mace him. Bitch ass, nigga. Bitch ass, mace him. Keep macing them. Keep macing them. Keep macing them, bitch ass. Keep macing all of them. All of them.
And according to the laws of the land, he talking about keep macing them. According to the laws of this land, I don't even know if that might be across seas, because no, that ain't cross seas. I can listen to the accent. Normally, when you get to macing a cop and punching a cop, all right, by law, they could shoot your ass, man. They just say they fell for they life was in jeopardy and they could shoot you. That's not wise at all. It's just, all right, to look funny, you know, see, it's good to see a nigga punch a cop and shit, but that's going against the scriptures, all right? That's not what the Lord told us to do. All right? It's not wise. I'm surprised them cops ain't kill them niggas, man. Cops normally get to shooting shit when you go that far with them, man. Okay? So, yeah, this wasn't going to be that long. So, Abaratazah is edifying to the ear. Shalom, brother. All right, so I'm going to get infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh Bashem Awashai, Bashem Harakah Kadash, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone, and salutation to my fellow ladies in the Mashak Yahweh Shai. Kwame Yasharala, Babal, Shalom. Agree with your adversaries quickly, man. All right. Soon, our adversaries are going to be agreeing with us. We're going to have them in submission. All right. Shalom.